the first thing I thought I would do was go through the talking head prompts, because you gave me some answers to the talking head prompts, but it's not as good if we can't have a conversation, you know?
I think that's real. Where are they? Where are those prompts?
Don't worry, I have them
there
right
they
here.
are.
It says, describe your favorite in-session interaction with another character. And why did you enjoy it?
Perfect. My favorite in-session interaction. I answered this before, but I'll say again off the top of my head. I think I liked a lot of what was going on. Not specifically, with my character. I feel like my character had a few moments where, they were doing like the equivalent of aura farming. Where they were like, "Yeah, I will be the first to go down, and I will, or whatever to the party." But I feel like probably my favorite moment kind of happened in the chaos that was Anaka's character. Oh, geez, I'm blanking on names. Anaka's character meeting Eric's character in the bar, and the less than glamorous meeting of the Breathless. I feel like there's no predicting what's going on with that. And it was kind of crazy and all over the place. But us coming into it, our characters don't know what's going on, but our players know that, like, hey, we're like super special, like, players, or we're probably going to be, like, in the future we will be defending some crazy shit, but our characters don't know that. And then we're like ready for that. And then we come in and this guy is sliding around the table, and multiple times Anaka's character is trying to talk to him and can't get through to him. And I think it's we'll see what happens, but I think it's nice humble beginnings that at least our characters will be able to look back on and laugh at and be like, oh yeah, that was fun. When we didn't know who was who, and are stuck with some thoughts about not ideal meeting scenarios.
Yeah, I talked to Eric about that, and I asked him if it was okay to share what we talked about, and he said yes. So basically, what happened was Eric went into the session. He was in Houston. I think
in real life
at the time of the session, he was like not
yeah.
And so he didn't have his laptop, or he didn't have like a computer or whatever. And all he had was his phone. That's the same reason why he left in the middle of session 0, is because his phone died.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I sent him the recording of session 0, and so basically what happened was, he did not understand why his character was doing what he was doing, and he just kind of wanted the spotlight taken off of him because he felt less prepared than he should have been.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I feel like, well, I can't speak for everyone, but I've definitely been there. Like first like D&D campaign that we played a long ass time ago. I mean, my guy, I didn't know what the fuck he was, and I mean, he did start stealing spotlights eventually, but I feel like started off as he was going to be kind of the edgy guy in the corner. And then I couldn't really get the voice right for him, and it switched a couple times.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, we all do
growing pains with
we all make the edgy guy in the corner at one point or another. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. I'm gonna send this to Zach the Bold. Like, this guy, he made our first D&D character, and he was a rogue, and he didn't talk, and he was edgy, and he started stealing from us. And his head goes in his hands. Episode 100 of Bold Takes and Bad Tempers. Talking about the same shit he talked about in episode 1. Yeah. Don't steal from your party! What are you doing?
But Zach, I said
But
I
Zach,
asked
it's
them
what my
how to
character
name,
would do.
and they told me it was okay.
If I don't, it's fail RP, Zach. But it's okay because we
I
fixed it
think
in the story.
I
We
think
diegetically
having
fixed
a
Zane. He's okay. He's all better now.
yeah, true, true. By not playing anymore.
Yeah.
I think by being a dungeon master recently and having like a true blue campaign, I've wanted to come in and like start playing a character better. I'm kind of treating your session in my own little way as like I am like the dungeon master of my guy, and I need him to like fit in like into the rest of the group, and he needs to make sense as a character. And that seems like obviously that's what you're doing, but I think the distinction is from my first character that I ever made to that like this guy is like, oh, I just want to make a character that's like himself and has a story contained within himself. And now I feel like I'm making this character to fit into a wider story, while also having a few quirks that make that story interesting, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. Number 2 says, describe the session's combats and give your thoughts on the difficulty, the objectives, and the purpose of the encounters.
I guess this is a draw steal thing, but I really like I don't fully understand it, but I really like the overflow damage onto other minions, often. It sometimes
Yes.
feels a little weird, but it like
that will never get old.
yeah, I feel like if I understood it more, it would be even better. Because right now I'm like, okay, we're in combat. I understand everything. I have to kill these guys. I'm gonna go target the like this guy because he's a big deal. And then like I target this guy, and then the like another guy like next to me is dead. I was like, okay, yeah, I did like, I did some shit that like was even cooler than I thought I was going to, and for like not knowing that like my full potential of how I was going to kick this guy's ass is like kind of good, kind of bad, if that makes any sense. Like in my head, I have this idea of like, oh yeah, I can fuck a guy up so hard, so hard with this turn or whatever by doing this. And then sometimes like the one big attack that I took that took two guys out, it was just like, okay, I got to get in there, and I guess I'll swing on this guy and do a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be that big of a turn. And then I was like, whoa, actually this was a huge turn. What the fuck? I wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
And I
do
guess
you always go ahead.
No. You go.
Do you always know when a group of enemies is a group of minions? Because the monster book says I am supposed to say when a group is a group of minions, but in the codex, it's very clear to me. They like have their own special. There's like a minion stamina bar that they all share.
Interesting. Yeah,
But I guess you don't see that.
I usually just assume that if it's the same type of minion, then that's the one in the group. If that makes any sense, like if it's four of the same dude, then I'm like, yeah, okay, those are all the same guy, and then I in the future I understand like, oh, okay, they all just took their turn at the same time. They're all part of the same group.
Yeah.
Immediately, sometimes not, I guess.
So if it's like obvious when you're attacking a minion group, then it's cooler to figure out how you kill multiple of them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the idea. I'm usually surprised by the mechanic, like every time I encounter it, because I know what I'm capable of, and that's not listed on any of my stats. I guess is the thing is like I know how everything works, and then it's like, oh yeah, right. I forgot that I could like hit a guy with another guy, basically.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
The super fun part, being a director is way fun for those, because then I get to describe this like Rube Goldberg chain of
Mm-hmm.
people dying.
Yeah.
That will always be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Other than that, um, I had my qualms with starting the like encounter kind of staggered, like without me there. I think it's going to lead to some good role play in the next session, but I kind of want to pick your brain actually. I'm switching around on you on like why you were like, yeah, let's like stagger this out. Maybe were you thinking like, oh, it's gonna like look a bit dire for a bit, but then bam, the rest of the party is gonna get here, and then it's gonna be like, yeah, now they're fucking them up.
Yeah. So a better idea than what I did would it just be just fucking have you all there at the same damn time.
Yeah.
Just that, like, come on. But then an even better idea is that when you guys show up, also some goblin reinforcements show up.
Oh, yeah.
I thought
yeah,
of that
yeah.
after. I was like, oh, I should have had some more reinforcements show up after
Yeah.
for the goblins. Because currently,
Mhm.
basically, all you had to do to win was kill the one warg so that they had no way to take this guy
Yeah.
to where they were going, right? That was the goal. And then they retreated. So it would have been better to have more wargs show up. And then there could have been something more. I feel bad about how it went because Joe's character literally did not do anything. He did nothing.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I got to the end, I was
Which
like, damn,
fits in with
Joe
his
didn't do
idea.
anything. I kind of screwed the pooch.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I didn't think about this consciously until right now. But I guess the objective, like having an objective in combat is pretty cool. Like the warg like running away or whatever and you got to stop it is like sick, but it's hard to I guess know like even for me now on like okay, when is it like over? When can I not get this warg again? What is the like objective? Am I going to chase this guy like off the map and we gotta do like theater of the mind if he gets too far, or like is the map like edge like the safe area? I feel like I like for like kind of semi-objective based combat, it would be cool if there was uh like outlined here is a lose condition or whatever of where this word gets to that yeah you fucked up at this point.
Yeah, totally. Making that clear would just be good. Like if the ward gets off the map or whatever, and there's enough goblins alive to like form a wall, then they stop you. You can't chase it, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that would be sick. But again, yeah, I think having like I don't think the Dalian Tomb really had that much, which was the pre-gen that we played before this. That didn't really have a like any objective based combat, I don't think.
Most
I
of
mean,
the objectives in the combat we had in the Delian Tomb were just like kill everybody, which
kill
is
everybody, yeah.
one of the possible objectives listed in the monsters guide, and also one of them was to save Violet.
That was true. Yeah. I do remember that. I was going to say that. I caught myself. I was like, wait, hold on. There was that, but also in that there wasn't like anything like tangibly like oh my god what's gonna like no one was threatening like Violet or whatever in that moment in the Delian Tomb, or at least it didn't feel like that. Maybe we cleared too fast or whatever, but it wasn't like oh my god the guy has a knife around his fucking neck, we gotta get there right now.
Yeah, after one round, I don't know if you remember this, but after one round I said that she coughed up some blood. After a certain amount of rounds she would die.
Okay, okay. I understand. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Okay.
saving Violet was
Fair.
the victory condition for that, even if you didn't kill everybody. So like you could nab her and then run away, and that would still would have given you the victory.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice. Sick.
But I mean, come on, let's kill all the hobgoblins, right?
Come on, kill all the hockey.
Come on, guys.
Oh, I don't know. Are we going to go entirely into a group of hobgoblins all the way at the fucking back and then grab a chick and then leave? Or are we just gonna kill them all? We're gonna fucking kill them all. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gonna fucking kill them all.
We're just gonna fucking kill them. Kill them.
So stuff like that. I want to in the future. I want to do more stuff where there's a whole bunch of objectives in the monsters guide for combats that are not kill everybody. There's just like diminish forces, hold out for a certain number of rounds, get the thing,
Oh,
destroy the
yeah.
thing, complete
Cool.
the action, stop the action, save
That's
another.
really cool.
Like in the Delian Tomb, you kind of had stop the action and save another intertwined when you had to save Violet, and therefore stopping them from breaking the barrier to the second level.
Yeah, that's kind of like some of the things that I wanted to do in Shadowrun, but like kind of never got around to. In the Shadowrun campaign, you know, that's a game all about like doing jobs or whatever, and it's not like fully about the combat necessarily, but it kind of turned into that the way I made it and the way we ended up playing. And I hope that if I ever do one, then I could do that. But I'm happy to play in a campaign that uh, you know, is using objective-based combat because I think it's cool. It's a good idea. Maybe don't overdo it. There's definitely a line, but uh, win conditions, really easy way to add like a good amount of depth, I feel.
Yeah, I agree. So we're gonna do some of that. I mean, the first
Sick.
combat that we had was one of those. The objective was save another. I couldn't put that on the
Yeah.
screen because that wasn't one of the options
Mm.
in the codex.
I do remember the combat bugging out on us a little bit.
Yeah, a bunch of
Like
stuff
we
happened
couldn't,
because like I didn't
I
know
couldn't
how
get
to
added
add
to the
characters to
motor.
the initiative.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I didn't know how to like do mount stuff.
Well, you know now because you've been preparing for 2 weeks.
Precisely.
Congrats, Rob.
So now I know never to put a mount in combat ever again.
Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with it.
That was kind of confusing. The Trusteel Codex. It's getting worked on like every fucking week. It feels like.
Yeah,
But,
they're updating it every Tuesday,
there's a lot
which
to go.
is the day we
Yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah. Which is the day we play. Yeah.
So we get to test it out. We're the alpha testers.
Yep. Yep. Great.
Okay.
Well,
How do you feel about the purpose of the first encounter? What do you think that was for?
purpose of the encounter I really liked. I think it expanded on the thing that happened earlier to my character and Mel also known as Joe's character. We were outside of the town and got attacked by, or we saw a like a caravan getting attacked by goblins or something, and then the driver was kind of old or whatever, and we helped him. And then we get into town, and it's like, oh wow, more goblins and another old guy getting attacked. And it's like, okay, hold on, something's going on here. And deeper than that, it was like, okay, they're trying to capture him now. So I feel like I don't know what's going on yet because I haven't played the second session, but you set up a lot of mystique with that encounter. I feel like that was probably a shining moment. Is that like, yeah, okay, that helped the story get along pretty well. Hey, like something weird's going on. I feel like I'm not gonna judge this too hard, but I don't know what like how the NPCs are uh like feeling about. Like I feel like they're having a weird reaction to um uh the attacks or whatever, kind of just brushing it off. But like, there's this one fucking crazy guy who we meet in the bar that's like, yeah, they're fucking taking him away, and there's this house on the hill that you gotta go fuck him up. So I'm interested to see uh, why that is. Uh, if that's on purpose, I don't know. Can't fully say it. Regardless, the mystique is fucking there. And that combat did pretty well, I think.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Highlight
Number
a
three.
character moment you enjoyed for which your character was not the main focus. And tell me why you enjoyed it.
Kind of did that with the first question, didn't I? Okay, let me think.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, maybe I could do it reverse. Now it's my turn to, to be the main focus. Okay, hold on. Let me think about this. Yeah.
Because Gorovic had his first conversation with
Gorovic
an
popped his
NPC, didn't
cherry.
he popped his conversation with an NPC cherry with
Yeah, that
Dez.
was with Dez. That's right, the other orc. Yeah, that felt kind of good to like the first. I would say the first big important NPC being an orc. I'm the only other orc in the party. I felt like, yeah, I gotta let's get in there and see what's up. I didn't do too much background on the world of Draw Steel, except for stuff that orcs do, which is being known for like loving combat and like a war, but also like not all of them, and it's kind of a stereotype or whatever. What did Gorvik and Des talk about? I'm struggling to remember a little bit. It was what was it? They were taking bodies out and
Yeah. So after the goblin attack, Dez, he said something like that, rounds on me or something in the bar.
yeah.
And then he shared that he sort of takes it upon himself to clean up the town square if ever something like this were to occur, sort of giving off the vibe that it has before.
Yeah.
That, because I mean, in Draw Steel, there's monsters out there. Sometimes they get a little too close.
Oh, yeah.
So he takes it upon himself to get rid of that. There's a big ditch.
Yeah. I can tell that he's pretty damn strong. You described him as what, just wearing like some simple cloth pants or whatever. And in combat, he ends up like rushing in, and I mean, he's getting surrounded, so he's taking damage, but I mean, uh he was in there. I think I've expressed this a couple times to you though, or maybe in session. I said that I was like, yeah, Dez is. I can tell this guy kicks ass. He was maybe a hero at some point. Is my personal thought, but is the town drunk? Something took an arrow to the knee, perhaps. I can't wait to find out more about him. Are you imagining this isn't related to the questions, but I am really interested in your idea for some of these villages and like the world around them, and I bet you are too. You've had a history of oh shit, sorry. You've had a history of previous campaigns of thinking like really deep into the idea for villages and cities and the world around that. I guess you can take that question however you want, but maybe more specifically, like in these tiny villages, are races living together? Because when I imagine like a bunch of like orcs and like polders and humans and all that like living together, I imagine big cities. But here Des is an orc with, I assumed, a lot of other humans in town.
Right. Well, in my imagination, in my estimation, stratification and
Holy shit.
like based on race is born out of a poverty of interaction between, based on anything, is born out of a poverty of interaction between the groups in question. So when you're in a tiny village, and like there's 200 people, and you know everybody, and you've worked with everybody, and everybody goes to the same shops, and everybody is in the same bars, and you get to know everybody. You interact with everybody, and some prejudices break down. Of course, there's people who still hold their prejudices, even if having friends of groups they are prejudiced against, because they say, oh, they're not like the other ones, stuff like that. And there are people like that. Some people, every person's a different person, and some persons are going to have deep-seated prejudices based on ignorance. Some are going to have prejudices based on previous trauma. Some are going to have prejudices based on just straight misinformation and lies.
Yeah.
But in such a tight-knit community where everybody's buying from everybody, and especially Dez's job is partly to be like town best boy and help people out moving stuff. And he's also slain many a monster that were coming for our bones. They wanted our marrow, and Dez has been the one to kill them a few times, which for some people does only reinforce the idea that orcs are only good for battle. But that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's the spiel about all D&D being based on racism.
All D&D is based on racism. It's true. You can look it up.
What other kind of like aspects of world building were you talking about?
Well, more specifically on the villages, I guess I was wondering how specifically you think it came to be, but I'm imagining of how these different like races ended up like living together. I'm imagining now that one day Des was like just traveling, walking through, or maybe an ancestor of his, and beat up some orcs on the other side of town, and they were like, "Yeah, you could chill with us. That's cool."
I mean, yeah, kind of the same way anyone ends up anywhere. You kind of you like fall in, and you don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
And for some people, there are more barriers to break down than there are for others.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to ask about world building. Haven't seen much of the rest of it, I suppose. So maybe I'll have more questions on
Rob, I haven't seen much world building,
another
actually.
spiel.
I haven't seen much world building. I've been playing your game for a whole 2.5 hours. I haven't seen that much world building, actually. Reader,
Rap, you didn't even explain how.
Listener, this is my graph. I just showed them my obsidian graph.
Nice.
I put that in something. I put that in Rob D&D, didn't I?
Yeah. I've seen your crazy fucking world building. Well, the large scope of it.
This is nothing. This is like not even a large amount of articles.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just saying that in a future spiel, I feel like perhaps revisiting that question could be cool. For rotating around, I'll see you in four spiels.
And that could be true. I haven't talked to anyone else about it yet, whether they would want to be on a spiel.
Yep.
But you said to me, "Oh, Rob, could I be on every draw spiel?" You sounded just like that too.
I did.
And like that could be a thing. This could change by we could in the future do this right after the session ends, so like it's fresh.
Oh shit.
I don't know. It could be a good idea. It could be a bad idea.
It's kind of good. That's kind of good. Maybe a midway point. I get like a day or two to collect my thoughts on what the fuck happened. Because I feel like sometimes emotions are flying high. I know better than anyone. Gutterball knows better than anyone that
Oh yeah.
some
So,
crazy
you know,
shit can go down, and
I
you don't
thought
know how
about
you feel about it. Yeah.
you were actually just straight up correct, right?
Oh
About
shit.
how I would feel after a few
Oh,
days.
shit.
Because the
Okay,
way I felt in the
explain.
moment.
You gotta explain the people.
Okay. To the people. In
The people.
Shadowrun, my character Gutterball had a feature? What was it? A characteristic? Something.
Yeah, I think it was
Something. It's
like
called
some,
something. I don't know. Like a
technically
drop. I don't know.
negative
Okay, it was
weakness,
something I did at character
trait.
creation that
Yeah.
gave me some karma. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
But I also cared about. I also cared about how it would affect the story or whatever. So I got a level 2 dependent at character creation, which
That was
basically
it.
just
Yeah,
means it's a thing that goes on my character sheet, and it says I get less money for myself. And the in-universe explanation was that was my daughter, and like my wife got thrown in jail for murder and stuff. What happened was we got scammed. Our group got scammed into a suicide mission, and on the suicide mission, previously I had set up an alarm system that would text me if our house ever got broken into. And so I got that text while on this mission, where one of my friends also got shot in the back of the head. And in the moment, Gallantry, my dungeon master, said to remove the level 2 dependent from my character sheet. And in the moment, I was like, why? I don't know anything. Like, blah, blah, blah. I was super upset.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "You're gonna come to think that it was actually it was a good idea actually." And then the next day, I was like, "No, you don't get it. It was terrible. I have a much better way of doing this. It's like the worst thing ever." And then a few weeks after that, I was like, "You know what? That was fine. I feel like it doesn't really matter as much as I made it out to matter. Like it was fine. It was okay."
Yeah.
It was a choice. Doesn't make it wrong or less effective.
Mm.
Just because it wasn't what I would have done doesn't make it bad. Basically, is how I
That's
now
very
feel.
mature. Yeah. I know we've talked about my thoughts on why I did it a lot, but I guess further expanding upon it, I felt like I gotta improve this for the next time. But I want your I don't really know how to make players, or I guess characters, feel things. Like I want characters to feel things, but they're just not my characters. They are your players, and I don't know how to describe things in a way that is going to get you to care about it, other than saying, "Hey, you care about it," which is lame because it's your character. You know, the thing that comes to mind is the plastic forest in or the plastic jungles in Shadowrun. I had there's in Shadowrun these jungles made of like this like old plastic material made from like an old greenhouse that basically was made on this like radioactive and like uninhabitable land or whatever that got like hit by disasters and shit, and completely abandoned for so long that by the time anyone even cared to come back to it, like 30 years later or whatever, a bunch of like beautiful like vines are creeping around the plastic, and there's this tribal community living there, um, as well as like every color of flower that you can see or whatever. And I was like, wow, this place is really special, but I can't really get into the lore of it or what's going on. So I had to give the things you could just see about the area and say like, yeah, it's really beautiful, but can I like fully tell you, hey, it is beautiful to your face uh as the dungeon master because I'm not your character.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. That's a big issue that no one's raised to me directly, but I feel like I have, and perhaps one day I'll figure out how to handle it better.
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
fine.
but yeah,
You oh
the,
oh oh DM. Even
oh
even
God,
though this is the first
what
sunset
happened?
I've seen after a month of being in a dungeon, you can't just tell me that I think it's beautiful, okay? It's my character, actually.
Uh, uh, anyway, leading to more of why it matters if I tell you how you feel or not is because I was imagining that, hey, you have to remove dependence not only for a mechanical reason, and that this like technically, yeah, this person isn't dependent on you. It was just like your character was like feeling the worst and was like, oh wow, I no longer have I don't have my daughter anymore, and like didn't know that for sure, but was like, yeah, I'm thinking the worst about it. And that's why I did it, but I can't make you think that. you know. Uh, and a lot of other things, but
I think it's fine to be like, oh, you think the worst.
you
Because
fucking think the
I
fucking
mean,
worst.
in real life, do you control all of your intrusive thoughts?
Definitely not.
No, you don't. Do you control
Yeah.
all of your emotional impulses? You don't.
Mhm.
So it's okay to, I think as a dungeon master, it's okay to tell your players that their character feels something, and I think it's easier to
Yeah.
make that more legitimate if you make it clear that those feelings are conflicting or are
Hmm.
mixed.
Yeah.
I think that's
Hmm.
more acceptable to players than just like, you feel happy.
Yeah. You
Okay, but I
have
don't really
conflicting
because my mom
emotions
just
about
died. Yeah, but you're eating your favorite
this.
meal. Like, no, it's bittersweet because even though you just like blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Because
Hmm.
most,
Yeah.
in reality,
You're
most
right.
human emotions are mixed
Hmm.
with a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Hmm.
And so once you convey that, you sort of give the player the option to choose which of those to react to and focus on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And also, like, just by the nature of a tabletop game, I am limiting your character as like, hey, no, you can't just like blow people up with atom bombs or whatever. Like, I have placed a lot of limitations on you, and I will be placing limitations on like, like there's a stress mechanic in a game I'm like the next campaign that we're gonna be playing where if crazy fucked up shit happens enough, you have to like roll on the stress table and freak the fuck out based on whatever you roll or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you can say that your character wouldn't, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they're human, and I have to restrict you a little bit because this is a role playing
Yeah.
video or not a video game, but it's a role playing game.
Being a
Can't
good
be overpowered.
player kind of means like taking that in stride. As if there's
Yeah.
this like mutual trust with the DM that they are trying to make a good story the same as you are,
Hmm.
then you sort of roll with each other's punches as you make the story.
Yeah, dude.
All right, we did it. That's draw spiel
We
number
did it.
one. Unless
That was Josh Field
there's
number one.
more stuff we want to talk about. I wrote down
I don't know.
uh I wrote down a script for if I would have done this D&D cast style.
Mm.
Uh,
Why don't
I
you
don't
give
know,
us a little sample of
I
that?
don't know if there's
Why don't you
anything
give us a little
interesting in it.
sample of that, Rob? Okay.
Oh, okay. One more time. Uh, the moment. TM.
Oh shit.
Gorovik said something like, "We may be breathless," and the backwards dog
Oh
sort of all
yeah,
looked
yeah,
at
yeah.
you, kind of sideways.
Yeah, yeah.
I wrote down that that's not a normal thing for a sane person to say. In fact, it's highly strange, yet
Yeah.
inoffensive enough to be written off.
Mm-hmm.
So on the strangeness meter, it's like high. But is this going to harm anyone immediately? No. So people are like, okay. And they went back to drinking.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
That was a cool moment. I feel like going into it, I can't lie. I wanted like I thought everyone else was going to be the like, yeah, we're the breathless now. Let's fucking go. And I was going to be like the nah. We're I'm super skeptical. I wanted to be the skeptical outlier. But it seemed like everyone else was the skeptical outlier. And so eventually I was like, and I think honestly my character might have done this too, of like, like, well, I mean, this is lining up a lot with things that have happened in the past. I can't not say, hey, do we think that we're the rebirth of heroes from long ago? And uh, it was a good moment and also pretty predictable. And I'm glad there was something that happened there. I did feel like I like unlocked a hidden bit of dialogue by like doing the right action at that moment. I was like, oh shit, yeah, this guy knows. It was cool. It was cool.
I've sort of been thinking about an analogy to describe the strangeness of that statement. So like imagine it's 1840. Okay. Imagine it's 1840 and eventually you notice that one day suddenly everyone's a little nicer to you and they start doing requests that you ask of them with a little bit less pushback and they're willing to do a little bit more for you. Like before you couldn't get them to make you a loaf of bread, but now you just ask people, hey, can you go to the market for me? And they do it. Okay. Would you then immediately be like, guys, I might be a siren?
Yeah,
Not
right.
really,
and
right?
You could go like, well, look, like couple hundred years ago.
Look, many
sirens
hundreds of years ago, okay,
kicking
there were these
around.
reports of these mermaid ladies in the sea that would lure sailors with promises of garlic bread into rocks and their ships would break, okay? Now
Yeah.
all of a sudden, look at me. I'm getting people to do stuff for me. I'm persuasive now. Now, if you did actually turn into a siren, there would be like a whole story arc where you're like, oh. But to other people, that would sound kind of weird.
Yeah.
You'd be like, nah, man. And then you'd go about your day.
That's a good analogy. Yeah. I feel like Joe had some pretty strong pushbacks on that idea. Like, kind of. Like, it really is hard to like fully like understand the context. Even the siren analogy is kind of like, well, yeah, but I mean, sirens probably didn't exist, but like probably the Breathless did, and this has
Breathless
been a
definitely
pattern.
did.
Yeah,
But everyone
right?
also
So it's
knows, well, a lot of people also know that they stopped existing on purpose a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
I forgot.
They
Dungeon
all
Master,
quit.
I forgot about the whole impetus of your story. Actually, I haven't seen much world building at all. I forgot about your whole story. I haven't seen much world building.
You did. I haven't even seen any world building yet. Also, I forgot everything.
You know, the whole reason that this is a big deal is because of like the rending 700 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot that it was voluntary. I suppose I thought in my head it was like, okay, they just kind of like slowly were like, okay, there's less evil in the world now. Let's just chill and slowly died out. But I guess you presented it more like, yeah, they just all like were like, no, we're done, bro.
Was that not in my opening?
Probably was.
The previous fabric, the fabric of crying rain, for
The
reasons
Dewey
unknown,
Experiment.
abandoned their charge and destroyed their connections, forsaking their land and peoples and leaving the world fractured. I mean, that's what I said.
Viewer.
Leaving the world fractured, forsaking their land, destroyed their
Or
connections,
did Rob not just say that?
abandoned their charge.
Fuck you, Rob.
I don't know. You might not have been might not have been paying attention. I don't know.
Look, man, there's a lot going on, okay? And for my character right now, the last thing he fucking cares about is what happened 300 years ago. Okay?
7.
Let me get the mindset of my fucking guy and what matters to him.
Hold on. Let me. I don't
No,
have time to deal with all that. I'm a fucking farmer, okay?
I'm pretty sure I have a note on what moon it is and not that.
Yeah, was it the correct moon? Because I gave you guys the incorrect moon once.
Yeah, I had to cross it out. I can't find my notes right now. I'm probably fucking up the audio every time I get up.
No, it's okay. I know what moon it was. What else is there?
Man, I really want to keep talking about it, but I don't know how much more there is. I'm really excited for this session. Maybe a thing to just leave it off on is, I mean, I kind of said this at the start with the first character I made, Zane or whatever, but to really hammer it home, like I wish I cared more about my first sessions as a player than I did. I was not a good player. I was doing the equivalent of stacking dice and it being on my phone, but over the virtual tabletop, like most of the time. And often I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. And that was not good. And after playing as a DM recently, or GM, I suppose, I guess I just have a new found respect of like, oh yeah, you're taking a lot of time out of your day on top of running the session to prep for it and make it cool. And I should probably engage with it. Probably a good idea. And I won't fuck up this opportunity.
Crazy concept.
Yeah.
We can talk about how your character feels about the other characters. First off,
oh sure.
I want to know your thoughts and your character's thoughts on Holloway, Seraphine's butler.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, my thoughts are different from my characters. I think my thoughts are that like he's cool and is definitely going to be like kind of the comic relief, even though we have enough of that. He's like the DM's comic relief. I feel like it's kind of taken me out a little bit that he's kind of giga overpowered and like British and tight suit all the time. He's cool. He kind of like, I don't know. I need to see more of him. From what I saw though, he's like a mix of like Momo and Atom Bomb. Right now. I just don't know. I just don't know what he is. My character. I think he's like stricken that like the rest of the characters seem like a little lackluster, and this guy seems like really with it. Like Holloway seems like he doesn't go like he's not engaging in the fight, and it's weird that like that's weird. Like he purposely strayed away from the fight and like acts weird about that, but like I feel like he gets the sense that he could fuck somebody up if they wanted to, and it's like why stay out of it? But probably not super uncommon to have people that are heroes and people that are not, and just wouldn't take up arms, and that's reasonable.
I did kind of fuck that up. I did. And Anaka is supposed to be able to control him in combat. I just like didn't have didn't have a token for him. He's just like he's just a butler. He's not a hero. He's just like a normal guy with a few stamina and
like
no
1
abilities.
HP or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
But the description specifically says that he is hyper competent. It does not say, but
yeah,
it does say that.
I think based off of what the book is telling you that like you're playing it right, but like the overall of how he fits into the rest of the world, it remains to be seen. It's maybe leading towards a negative though on my personal thought. I don't know. What do you think? Change my
Interesting.
mind, Lib.
You want me to?
No.
Okay. Well, you can have your mind unchanged. That's fine.
Thank God.
You think Holloway's kind of negative. We can, the story will continue.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's Momo. He's- well, I'll just forget
I
that he exists and
I
be fine
feel
with
as
it.
though I've only busted him out
Of
in
course. Yeah, yeah.
situations where uh it was clear to me that no one else wanted to do anything at that
Oh,
particular
that's
moment.
yeah, that is kind of a good idea, not just for like a hyper competent or whatever, or just like having someone traveling with the party that's like your character. You get to be one of the boys
Yeah. Or
in a
that he's
way.
also kind of like
It's
set
like,
dressing in a
yeah,
way. He's like part of
yeah,
the environment.
hmm yeah, and he's gonna always be there. It's like a reliable thing that you can be like, hey, yeah, this is what you should do. Kind of like what ended up being your fixer in the Shadowrun campaign, where sometimes I could just kind of semi directly talk to you. Maybe not uh, to that level. Depends, because he's going to be a little trolling. I think is the idea of the butler thing, but
Yeah,
you
his
know,
description says he can be a little mischievous.
yeah,
He can be a
yeah,
silly little guy sometimes.
hmm yeah,
Uh, or he's like an overbearing parent sometimes, where he tries to
yeah,
help but he
yeah,
just ends up embarrassing you.
sure, yeah.
He says, "You got to make sure to wear your bib when you eat. Otherwise you're gonna get food on your
Mhm.
fancy clothes." Like, Holloway, you're embarrassing me in front of my cool
Yeah.
friends.
I think you should kill him off.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him at episode 60
Okay, good.
when he's
That's already
carrying all
an
your
effort.
magic items and he's got all your money. He's gonna
Yeah.
get yoinked into the Nether Realm by a big fuck hand like in Dark Souls. He's gonna get
Oh,
dragged to
that'd be
Ulasil,
perfect. That would be great.
and uh, and he's gonna be the
So,
body that Artorias throws at you at the beginning of combat.
man.
No, I don't know. We'll find out what happens.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
What are next? I want to know your character's thoughts on probably on the other three characters, but let's start with Seraphin, Inaka's character.
Seraphim is Anaka's character. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what my character knows and what I know specifically. I think I'll go with what everything I know about Seraphin's character. So it seems like they might have come from uh like it's almost like nobility, but I from my understanding it might be like maybe criminal or something, like maybe a like organized crime family, or just like a like really good thieves or whatever, that wouldn't let them leave without a butler or whatever to take on the call of being a hero. Overall, how they've been acting, I think they're probably my favorite uh, player characters so far. Um, there's like they're like a little bit incompetent, but like they are like trying like pretty hard. It feels like to get things moving along, and are sometimes suffering the consequences of caring too much about, oh my fucking god, where is the rest of the party? They couldn't get too much done like in combat, but regardless, I still think that uh, they're gonna be a good character. I'm trying to think of other things that happened and I know about them.
All right, just to get you excited, Inaka says that
Oh,
Seraphin is the character he feels like he knows the most about out of any character he's made, and it's one of his favorites. So look out
yeah.
for that.
I heard that. I know how Anaka plays characters by now, and they're pretty close to his personality usually, but like there's like one thing changed, and I want to find out what that is. I feel like uh maybe that wasn't necessarily the case with the rabbit or whatever he played in the wizard game
Yeah, he said
or whatever.
Teldaris was one of his least favorite characters.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
feel like he did not handle him well.
But the one shot we played a long ass time ago where he made like a dwarf or whatever, I feel like he just wanted to play like kind of like a buff dwarf that like cast magic and shit and was like yeah it's fucking me right now and bucket and he's like it was like a criminal campaign too, so he got to be a little evil sometimes. Um, and then with Knock, I knew a little bit more behind the scenes, but I felt like uh, their like biggest thing was probably, I mean, like outside of combat and how good they were, was like the substance abuse and like crazy cyber that they put all over each other. And I wish we could have explored that more, and probably we would have if had we continued the session or the campaign more. Uh, but that was really cool. So I'm interested to see what the idea is for this character, whether you know or not. I think it's gonna be sick.
He did send me lots of text
Oh
about
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Seraphin. I did
yep,
read all of it.
yep.
Uh, so I know some stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I chose to keep it kind of light this time on the lore front. I mean, it ended up being a little bit like bigger and like I feel like it's the most fleshed out I've ever made a character, despite being like the least amount of text that I've written for a character. You know, like I had like my childhood planned out in like I think Zane and maybe uh which was my first character, and maybe Yothra, which I played in your campaign, which was like a dwarf or whatever. But like I kind of had their relationship with the rest of like their town and what they wanted to do. But like slowly, I've been decreasing how much like wall of text I'm putting, and kind of just being like, here's the basic idea. You are playing the rest of these characters, so I feel like you gotta figure it out, because in my mind the way that I want everything to work out, like it isn't going to work out like that. Like I did a solo session with Anaka. I don't know if you know about this. I did like maybe you were even here. I don't know. We did like a duo session one time. Like he dragged us in with two of us, and then I think we did a solo session right after the folly of what we did there. And basically, uh, the idea was that I visited my hometown or whatever, and shit was like really bad and like worse than it was when I wrote my like background. And it kind of felt a little bad to be like, oh, I wrote this background out, and then it was like, well, the dungeon master had to change it because it needs to fit the story. So I went light this time because I was like, I'm fitting into a world this time. I know the idea of what I want, and like the specifics, like I don't need the specifics. We don't need to do the specifics. It's just gonna make my director's life harder, and it's gonna make what do I want to say? Oh yeah, it's gonna make me sad when you would inevitably have to change something because I was way too specific.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's how it's gonna go. Your
No.
I will say that Eric gave me his inciting incident and kept it vague, and then I was able to. I talked to him later. I was like, "Hey, do you want to hammer out some details of this inciting incident?" And we did. And then your inciting incident, actually, I find very compelling. The next two, Millington and Stellan, tackle either one in any order.
All right. I think let's go with Stellan. They are a shadow and are a bit of a, I mean, as the name would imply, they're like the rogue of this game. They're a little mysterious and kind of playing that mysterious character. And obviously, as we've kind of said before, that Eric, the player of Stellan, doesn't really want the role-playing spotlight most of the time. He was fucking hilarious when you kind of forced it on him. It ended up being, and he was dragging the table as a turtle shell across his back in the middle of a bar. But yeah, he, we don't super know a whole lot about him, and that's what I kind of expect from an Eric character. But overall, I think, I mean, he was fucking crazy in combat. I think he has potential to evolve eventually into something more than the edgelord. But from what I know right now is that that's the idea. Maybe you can provide some more insight, and I'll close my ears. Some more details, but I don't super know anything. All right, you're right. I guess he's a little bit like most edgelords are forced into like sillier situations than they'd like to be. I'm kind of imagining like parody like Shadow the Hedgehog YouTube videos where it's like a super edgy character that they're like, "What? No, I'm going to blow everyone up on Twitter.com." They end up being the funniest one because how serious they are, but they end up having to do silly shit sometimes because it's real life and well, it's not real life, but you have those limitations like we were talking about earlier. And you can't just make a guy that's like, yeah, he's gonna come out on top every time and be super fucking insane. So, interested to see how he progresses. Because Zane was my first character, he was gonna be the edgelord, and he turned into the goofiest motherfucker you've ever met. So,
we never got to do the Zane canon.
We never did. We never did.
Really upsetting. But that's fine.
It lived on in
okay.
Our hearts.
It lives on. The Zane canon.
Yeah.
Is a mindset.
Okay. It's over. It's a mindset. It is. But didn't we do that shit session 1? That was like the first interaction I ever had with you as a person, Rob. I think
what?
It was us like coming up to each other, like we did it. Like I'm serious. Like we didn't really like talk or like know each other like that much or whatever. And then like during the session or whatever, like no one was talking to each other, even though our party was fucking huge. So like we talked to each other in character in the bar like a little bit or whatever, and then we like walk outside, and then like the first thing we think of is like, oh, I have this little compartment, and I'm like, damn, I wonder if I could fit in there. That's how the Zane canon was born, like session 1 or 2, which is before I fucking knew you.
Oh my, I don't remember that at all.
I think that's what it was. Is like, oh yeah, you're like a wooden construct machine or whatever.
I just remembered waiting for level 11 so that I could use telekinesis on you.
Wait, you had an idea for the Zane canon? Oh my god! You presented it like you were just gonna like put like meat in you or something, and then you had some like you were gonna gunpowder shoot me
Well,
out
that
of
would be
it
the
or
flavor.
something. Okay,
But I would
I did
it
not.
would it just would have been telekinesis.
Wow, all this time I did not know that you had a plan for uh how you were going to make the Zane cannon
Yeah.
work. I
No, when
thought I
we
was
got to
going to get
level oh, it would be level 9 when you get
magic missiled
telekinesis.
out of your shit, and it
Yeah.
was gonna put me and fuck me up, and I was
When
gonna
we got
die.
to level 9, I would have busted it out.
That's amazing.
And we were close to. We got to level 6 in that campaign. I remember.
Did we get that far? Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you're right.
But oh
Yeah,
well.
that makes sense. It's about
Maybe even level 7. I'm not sure. We definitely got to level 6 though. Okay. The last guy, Millington.
The last guy,
What do you think about him?
Millington. Uh, okay. The first thing I gotta say is that I think along with who's the other who's Anaka's character?
Seraphin.
Seraphin. Along with Seraphin, I think Joe really likes this character. I think he's kind of expressed to me that he's having the most fun with it so far out of everything. And he's kind of like a meme character, but I think that's like really important and is going to be annoying for your life. But I am happy that he uh, is like, yeah, this is like my favorite character that I made. Story wise, uh, I also think he has like good room for improvement. Basically, the idea of this guy is he's the guy in the basement in Office Space, straight up, almost exactly. And to further provide on what that means, is like he's like kind of like a nerdy dude or whatever, and he talks in like a kind of like nasally, stammery voice,
Yeah, he
or
talks like
whatever.
this. Cut it in.
But can
Cut
like
it in there.
oh,
Cut
yeah,
cut it
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Cut in a clip of
Here's
Millington talking.
that's a real Office Space clip right there, and we're
No,
going
it's
to
not.
get
It
by
was
them. Imagining a hypercut of just Joe saying shit from
Yeah.
the first session.
Activate the head and hands timer.
Oh man. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea, but also he's like can fuck people up and will just like activate and blow the fuck up like sometimes if you like push him too far or whatever, which makes a lot of sense for the character he's playing, which is like Fury, which I think is the idea of that character, is that it's kind of like barbarian where they have like rage or whatever that they like slowly accrue. So that's kind of cool. Um yeah, I think the we're gonna have growing pains with him uh at the beginning, um and determining like what direction fully that Millington wants to take, because Joe's playing this character way different than his other characters. Usually Joe is like the action man, I feel like, or he's like, yeah, I want to go, like we're gonna do this. He like takes on the leadership position in a lot of the games he plays, because I mean he's a strategist guy IRL. He's about that life. So I think,
You know how you
yeah,
remember when we watched Avatar, and in the first
yeah,
few episodes you were like, Sokka fucking sucks. I hate him.
yeah.
And
I think a lot
then
of people are like that.
and then
Yeah,
they took the first step to fixing him in episode 4. They were like, all right, guys, we got to get on this. Sokka sucks.
yeah.
We gotta start him early.
We can't just have him be the guy that hates women the entire time.
That's what I'm gonna do to Millington.
I think, yeah.
Getting Joe to stop doing the Milton impression is my number one priority.
I think let him keep the cadence for sure, but yeah, I think you got to work with him somehow, some way, because there's a lot of potential, I will say, for good character building. But good character building is like pretty hard in tabletop role playing games. I haven't seen like a whole lot of it goes super well in ways that aren't either pre-planned or happen like way suddenly. That it's like, whoa, now after that happened, my character's like this now, or whatever. Like maybe like crazy trauma shit. I feel like the slow burn that like Sokka has is a little rare. Where it's like really bad at the start and then like inciting incident of not being a piece of shit happens and then it's like slowly over time like sometimes he'll show like he sucks or whatever like one or two times but is like improving a lot along the way and then is mostly does it for memes but uh, not a whole lot else at some point you know. So good luck with that.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna
Thank
fix
God I'm
him.
not DMing that guy.
I can fix him.
Oh no, Rob, don't
I
say
can
that.
fix him. I
No,
can.
don't say that, Rob. Don't
I
say
am not a
that.
thing to be fixed, Daddy.
Man, that's good.
All right,
Okay,
I have
that
one more
was
question for
the
you.
characters. Oh shit.
What do you think about my profile picture?
I'm disappointed. Uh, because it's no longer Shinji, Patrick Star, and V1 Crucified. And when you click on your profile picture, it doesn't just expand what was already there. But other than that, I have to say this is a fucking hilarious frame from the show. And what I can only assume is like Jake being a Ditto and trying to control Finn or some shit. Like I don't know how else this frame would come about, so that's pretty cool.
No, this is just he just does this face in an episode.
Okay, that's
The
great.
episode where he gets the Enchiridion and
That's
he gets
awesome.
transported into this like guy's brain world, and he's like, "Will you slay evil?" And he like
Oh
conjures an
man,
evil creature. And he's like, "Totally." And he punches it and it blows up.
awesome.
And then he's like,
Are
"For
you
your
still doing
last trial, slay this ant." And he spawns an ant. And Finn asks, "Is it evil?" And he goes, "No, but it's not good either. It's neutral. Will you slay it?" And he like brings his fist
Oh,
up and he slams it down next to the ant and doesn't squish him. And he goes, "No!" And that's how he stands up.
man.
They do this eye thing with him a lot in the first few episodes where they give him really big sclera and then they stop doing it.
Yeah, that's always the thing. You got an idea going in on how you're gonna animate a character, and then you're like, yeah, I guess that idea exists, but I got a million frames to draw. I'm gonna just make them normal. I think. Yeah.
All right, that's it. We spieled. We drew spiel.
We should be able to. I feel like I talked way more than you did.
That's
Do you want
fine.
to add anything?
Desirable even.
Okay. Well, there you go. I guess spieled. I'm your guest spiel gallantry. That was Draw Spiel. Next time on Draw Spiel, another regional disaster, another domestic disaster, another
Dun
disaster.
dun dun